Namo Sakyamuni Buddha. Dear Venerable Sangha, Buddhist ladies and gentlemen, you are invited to join us in this weekly Buddhist newsreel on Phật online channel. Hereafter, 7 major headlines of Buddhist activities of the week. Hanoi, opening ceremony of retreat season at Tung Lâm Quán Sứ. Ho Chi Minh City, Central NUN'S subsection contributes 1 billion Vietnamese đồng to join hands in prevention and control of COVID-19. Buddhist culture section in Ho Chi Minh City continues supporting disadvantaged people to overcome difficulties. Long An, Provincial Buddhist Board supported the local controller of COVID-19. Giác Ngộ Pagoda support 10 tons of rice for people in Củ Chi district isolated due to COVID-19 pandemic. Thiên Trì Pagoda maintains charity supplies of over 600 cooked rice portions and 150 kilograms of green groceries in BİNH CHÁNH district. Updated situation of COVID-19 in Vietnam. The following are the news in details. On the morning of the 25th of June 2021, Tung Lâm Quán Sứ Retreat in Hanoi solemnly held the opening ceremony of retreat season in Buddhist calendar 2565.
From the early morning, the venerable Buddhist monks and nuns gather at the ancestral hall of Tung Lâm Quán Sứ Retreat to do the inquiry ritual to start a rainy season retreat. This year, due to the impact of the COVID-19 epidemic, there are fewer practitioners at Quán Sứ Retreat. Currently, there are 23 practitioners, including 16 monks and 7 nuns joining the retreat. The venerable organizers have taken many different measures to ensure the prevention of the epidemic, but still successfully completed the retreat. After the rites of opening the sutras, prostrate the Buddha, hope to pay homage to eldest most venerable Thích Phổ Tuệ, Dharma Master, and the Master of the retreat. Dignitaries held the ceremony in a peaceful and harmonious atmosphere, in line with the situation of the COVID-19 epidemic, and in line with the policy of the Central Buddhist Monks Department of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha on post-settlement measures this rainy season retreat.
On the morning of the 28th of June 2021, at the Office 2 of the Central Buddhist Sangha, Quảng Đức Monastery, the Central NUN'S subsection gave 1 billion Vietnamese đồng to support the COVID-19 vaccine purchase fund to join hands with the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha in epidemic prevention and control.
Understanding the difficulties of compatriots in the face of raging COVID-19 epidemic, the Central NUN'S subsection has called on nuns nationwide to join hands to support the COVID-19 vaccine purchase fund. Thích Nữ Tịnh Nguyện, standing member of the Administrative Council, head of the Central NUN'S subsections, and nuns donated 1 billion VND to support the COVID-19 vaccine purchase fund. Representative of the Central Board of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha at the reception ceremony was Venerable THIêN, standing Vice Chairman of the Administrative Council, Head of the Central Board, and the Most Venerable Thích Huệ Thông, Vice General Secretary of the Buddhist Administrative Council, Chief of Office 2 of the Central Board of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha. On behalf of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, Most Venerable THIêN praised the merits of the nuns of the Central NUN'S subsections for joining hands with the country to overcome the COVID-19 pandemic. Over the past time, the Central Board of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, Buddhist Administrative Boards of provinces, cities, and nuns in Vietnam have actively participated in charity activities such as raising the fund to buy vaccines against the COVID-19 epidemic, supporting the medical equipment, giving gifts to people in difficult circumstances, and working with the community to propagate the COVID-19 disease prevention and control messages.
On the 29th of June 2021, Ho Chi Minh City Buddhist Culture Section continued to give gifts in Binh Thanh District, District 8 and Binh Tân District, within the framework of a volunteer program to support disadvantaged people with 100 tons of rice and 10,000 boxes of noodles during the difficulty period due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
At the Center Vihara, BINH district, Venerable Thích, vice head of the city Buddhist cultural section, along with the Reverend monks, gave 5 tons of rice and 500 boxes of noodles to the district administrative board. At Long Hoa Pagoda, District 8, Venerable Thích, head of Ho Chi Minh City's Buddhist cultural section, also gave 5 tons of rice and 500 boxes of noodles to support poor households in 16 wards in the area. At the office of Administrative Board in Bình Tân District, Long Thạnh, Pagoda, the city Buddhist cultural section also gave 10 tons of rice and 1,000 boxes of noodles to the district administrative boards and representatives of the local government. Venerable Thích said that the cultural section gave gifts to people in districts with a total quantity of 64 tons of rice and 6,500 boxes of noodles. In the coming time, the city's Buddhist cultural section will continue to support 36 tons of rice to districts THIêN, Phú Nhuận, and Thủ Đức City. The city's Buddhist cultural section will continue the program to the districts in the city with the expected quantity of over 200 tons of rice and 20,000 boxes of noodles.
On the 27th of June 2021, Most Venerable Thích, Abbot of Thượng Quang Pagoda in Ho Chi Minh City, visited and supported materials and finance for soldiers at the COVID-19 disease control points in Đức Hòa and Đức Huệ districts of Long An province.
The team leader is Most Venerable Thích Minh Thiện, head of the administrative board of the Provincial Vietnam Buddhist Sangha in Long An province. The delegation visited and gave gifts at places where quarantine checkpoints were set up to prevent the source of infection in time at the border between Ho Chi Minh City, Tây Ninh province and Đức Hòa district, and the border between Cambodia and Vietnam. At each point, the delegation visited and encouraged the soldiers who were working day and night at checkpoints, stations, isolation areas, and medical centers. The delegation also donated materials including rice, noodles, masks, antiseptic water, and many other necessities with a total value of more than 100 million VND. Funding is contributed by monks, nuns, Buddhists, and sponsors inside and outside the province. The delegation leader expressed gratitude to Most Venerable Thích, was interested in social welfare and accompanied with Buddhist monks in Long An province to numerous charity events. May the Buddha's Dharma last forever and the COVID-19 pandemic soon be eliminated so that all sentient beings can live in peace and happiness.
On the morning of the 29th of June 2021, at the Vietnam Fatherland Fund Committee in Phước Vĩnh An Commune and Tân Thông Hội Commune, Củ Chi District, the Buddhist Today Foundation, GIÁC Pagoda, supported each commune 5 tons of rice to take care of the lives of household families with difficult circumstances in the COVID-19 epidemic barricaded areas.
Responding to the call of Vietnam Buddhist Sangha, GIÁC Pagoda and more than 1,000 pagodas and temples across the country have made great efforts to serve and dedicate themselves to alleviating the current difficulties of the people. Venerable Thích, Abbot of GIÁC Pagoda, Chairman of the Buddhist Today Foundation, sent his best wishes for health and thanked the commune leaders for their enthusiastic support for this charity to be fully accomplished. The amount of 10 tons of rice to support the people in 2 communes is still quite modest compared with the difficulties that people are facing, but it has also contributed to helping people overcome the difficulties of the COVID-19 pandemic in the spirit of good leaves cover torn leaves of the nation and the Buddha's children.
With the permission and guidance of Venerable Thích Huệ Minh, Abbot of Thiên Trì Pagoda, with the contribution of Hoa Sala Club, More than 600 charity meals and more than 150 kilograms of vegetables are delivered on a maintained daily routine for the residents in BINH Commune, BINH District. This charity activity is also enthusiastically supported by many Buddhists.
In the past few days, the situation of COVID-19 pandemic has been complicated and new positive cases have been detected as a number of large wholesale markets in Ho Chi Minh City, forcing these traditional markets to close so that it can facilitate the control of the pandemic situation. This elicits a shortage of food as well as vegetables for people in the city. Therefore, to ensure daily food source is a very practical job to help the residents overcome the difficult period caused by the COVID-19 pandemic and soon stabilize their livelihood. The volunteering activities have had a strong influence in the community, demonstrating the spirit of mutual affection in Buddhism that had always accompanied the nation in repelling the COVID-19 pandemic.
According to the information from the Ministry of Health, on the morning of the 1st of July 2021, there were 189 new cases of COVID-19 recorded in the country, especially in Ho Chi Minh City, where 158 new cases were detected. Most of the new cases were discovered in isolation or in lockdown areas.
Ho Chi Minh City Department of Health reported that about 80% of COVID-19 patients in this outbreak had shown no symptoms or only mild symptoms. This made it very difficult to know who had been a carrier in the community, making the risk of unknown infection. Authority of Ho Chi Minh City is applying the 3-story tower treatment model. The first level is the field hospital to treat mild or asymptomatic cases. The second level is the converted hospital receiving symptomatic cases. The third level is the hospital specializing in intensive resuscitation for severe and critical cases. The number 1 field hospital, located at the dormitory of the Vietnam National University, Ho Chi Minh City, accepts asymptomatic or mild patients, operating from the night of June 26. The Department of Health of Ho Chi Minh City also decided to establish a field hospital number 2 with a scale of 4,000 beds in the dormitory area A, KP6, Linh Trung Ward, Thủ Đức City. That is ready to put into operation depending on the increasing number of new cases. The 2 field hospitals are responsible for proactively classifying the severity of patients in order to promptly transfer to appropriate hospitals, contributing to reducing the overload at hospitals. Ho Chi Minh City is in the midst of largest community outbreak of COVID-19 ever, with more than 3,000 infections from April 27 to the morning of June 28, ranking second in the country. Since the outbreak re-emerged on April 27, 2021 in Vietnam, the new mutated COVID-19 epidemic spreads pathogens faster than the former one. Doctors also have to race with the infection rate of hundreds of cases a day. In 2 months, the epidemic spread to 50 various provinces and cities, with the number of over 13,000 cases of newly detected patients. To date, Vietnam has recorded a total of over 15,000 domestic cases and nearly 2,000 imported cases. The large number of quarantined people has caused more heavily loaded work for doctors and medical staff than usual. In addition to the task of treating patients, they also take on the role of patients' relatives to take care of each patient, going to each department 3 times a day to give food to each person. Many doctors and nurses live in full-body protective suits, with splash shields in front of their faces, in hot weather of above 35 degrees Celsius. Many medical staff have to take a nap in places that are not designed for sleeping, and they sometimes fail to distinguish day from night. Many white-shirted fighters are at the risk of becoming an F0 patient at any time. As of 4 p.m. on June 30th, 2021, more than 3 million doses of COVID-19 vaccine have been administered to people nationwide, in which the number of people who have been sufficiently vaccinated with 2 doses of COVID-19 vaccine is nearly 200,000 people.
Venerable monks and nuns, Buddhist ladies and gentlemen, the last news has signed off this weekly newsreel. Thank you for your attention and following. Goodbye and see you in the next program on PSOTV channel. Namo Sakya Muni Buddha.